Hello everyone and welcome back. If you're new here, hi, you're very welcome. My name is Lisa. I'm currently taking a weight loss medication called Mounjaro. I started my Mounjaro journey in July this year, which is 2024, and I'm just at the end of my month 5. So I thought it was about time I did a little update for you. Oh, I know what also I've got to tell you. I've got a really big update to share with you at the end, which is really going to change everything about how I eat. Yeah, it's really exciting. I'm really super excited. So I'm going to save that for the end. So make sure you stick around to find out what that's all about, because that's really going to change what I'm going to be eating next year. Now, don't forget, this isn't medical advice. This is just my experience on me taking the medication, my side effects and how it all affects me. But if you have any burning questions, whether it's right for you, then make sure you reach out to the correct relevant person who's going to possibly prescribe you this medication. Today, I thought I would answer two of the questions I get asked the most. It's normally people who reach out to me in DMs asking me this question, or people kind of asking me on the quiet. They know what I'm doing, but they don't want to publicly ask those questions on my comments. So I'm going to answer those two questions. Also, I'm going to show you some of my eating out choices. Now, what I've started doing is I've been doing little before and afters. So I've been taking a picture of the beautiful meal before and how much of it I actually eat. So stay tuned, because I'm going to show you a few of them. I don't have loads, but I do have some quite nice ones and some festive ones too. So I started at the end of July and I did 2 months of the 2.5 medication pen. So I did July to August and August to September on 2.5. Then I moved up and did 2 months on 5 milligrams. So that was September to October and October to November. And then in November, I moved up from 5 to 7.5, and I've done 1 whole month. And I finished that. What day are we today? So I'm due to take my next injection of my new pen on Monday. I think it is Monday or Tuesday. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm up to with it all. And I've had a total loss of 2 stone, which I'm absolutely delighted. It's taken me probably a couple of weeks to drop down. Like, I don't seem to have had any really massive weight losses. Every week I'm either a maintain or I'm nudging down like half a pound. So I've been at kind of needing this extra 2.5–3 pound for a couple of weeks, which I've managed to do now, and I'm not really at the end. I've still got this weekend to get over yet, and that's kind of my 5 month update. But I wanted to come on and tell you all because I'm just super excited, and it's these milestones, isn't it? I think sometimes for some of us it's things like half stone, 1 stone, 1.5 stone, 2 stone, or it could be dropping down through those stone brackets, because I know when I got under 13 stone, that was a big milestone for me, and now the 2 stone one is. So I currently weigh 12 stone 10. I'm ecstatic being in the 12s. I don't really know. I'm just keeping going. I think I'm finding my feet with it. I'm reminding myself that I don't particularly like to eat in the morning. I like to drink coffee, and I kind of either like to have my main meal at lunchtime or in the evening. So yeah, 2 stone weight loss. I'm so happy I've got to this, because I don't know when I last weighed in the 12s. So that's super exciting for me. I might nip upstairs in a minute and go and find my belt and show you all the notches I've gone down in my main belt I wear with my jeans. I've got these like fleecy leggings on today that I got from Primark. They're really super comfortable. I really like them. Anyway, I'm not here to talk about super comfy leggings from Primark. I'm here to talk to you about lots and lots of different things for my 5 month update. So the other thing I've been doing is I've been sorting through my clothes. because I'm going away on a big holiday in February and I don't really want to buy clothes. I've got loads, I don't know what I've got. So the other day I went through my wardrobe. I did the Marie Kondo. If you've ever watched that series on Netflix, she's amazing. I think you can watch it on probably YouTube as well. And she sort of teaches you how to find joy in your clothes. Now, we started doing this process when we moved house about 5 years ago, 5.5 years ago. And basically, you get everything out your wardrobe, you give your wardrobe a clean, you try it on, and you decide what you love, and you put what you love back. Then you decide what you don't love and what can be repurposed or sold, and then what can go to the charity shop or what's going in the bin. So I have started with one wardrobe. I've taken everything out, and in this wardrobe, it was a bit odd actually. It was a bit of summer stuff. There's lots of dresses. I don't wear a lot of dresses very much, but my news at the end will come back to that. What I'm going to be wearing is on a daily basis is going to be changing again. So I took all my dresses out, tried them all on, and I kind of decided, what do I love? Some things fitted me. I was absolutely ecstatic. Some things were still a tiny bit tight, so possibly maybe a centimetre of back fat to get back into those. So I kind of kept them if I felt like they were really nice quality things. Some things I didn't like at all, and I've put on to go to the charity shop, and other things I have listed on Vinted. So I don't do an awful lot on Vinted. I've got to be honest. I have been trying to get my head around eBay and also Vinted. Yeah, so Vinted, I've always sold bits and bobs on Vinted, not an awful lot, but over the next 2 weeks, I'm going to be listing loads of stuff. So I have been listing stuff on. I'm just going to have a quick whiz down my Vinted on my phone and tell you what kind of things I've been listing. I might even share some pictures up here as well. Whoops. Press the wrong button, but there we go. Okay, so some shirts have got too big for me. There is a stripy dress on there that is a size 12, and it's just not me. I don't know why that's ended up in the wardrobe. I've never even worn it. Yeah, there's all sorts of different stuff, dresses, coats, summer dresses that I've got tags on. They're just not for me. I just put them on and I just think it's just not me. There's a couple of bags on there as well. Purses, some shoes. Now, because of my mobility problems with my knee, I can't wear heels anymore. So I thought, let's just get the heels listed. Some of them I've only ever worn once, some I don't even think I have worn. More bags, gilets, there's some dungarees there. Yeah, there's loads. So my Vinted, I'm trying to stack that full of clothes that they don't belong in my wardrobe. They need to be loved by somebody else. So I've been sorting through all of that, and I've got quite a long way to go on that. But I'm kind of like trying to get my head around of listing every day really with Vinted. So sorting is a big thing at the moment. So I'm thinking ahead for this cruise, and what I'm thinking of is building a capsule wardrobe for travel, because I'm a bit of a chaotic packer. I don't really enjoy packing for holidays. I normally just get it all out, and the other half, he ends up packing it all, and we always take too much. So I really need to home in on my capsule wardrobe things. So basically some really nice basics. So a really nice pair of white jeans. Haven't got to my white jean drawer yet. A couple of pair of dark jeans, particular shoes that will go with it. So I can kind of mix and match, and particular jumpers. I love pink, I love blue, and I love white. So those colours, I think I'm going to build my capsule wardrobe around them. That's kind of in the back of my mind, is sorting and decluttering, and that's what I've been doing a lot of as well. Now I'm going to talk about the two questions that I probably get asked the most. The first question is, does it make you sick? And I had a message from somebody the other day, and she said to me, my friends have been taking it and they're sick. And I said, oh, I'm quite surprised. But I've never been sick once at all. But I don't know what other people are eating and drinking. Like I very rarely drink alcohol. I think the last time I had a glass of wine, I think I had a glass of wine in September maybe, and one in August. I'm not really a big drinker at all. So I know alcohol can affect people, and I hear people saying, oh, I've been out on a night out and, I've been sick. So for me, I've never once been sick. I've had nausea and I've felt like, oh, I'm not hungry, because it's not even like, it's not a feeling of being sick. It's really difficult to explain. It's just, yeah, just a bit of a nauseous feeling. Not like I'm going to be sick, just, when you don't feel well. I find it really difficult to explain. But it generally happens to me on my day 2 to 4 of my injection. So take my injections day 1, then the next day I kind of get this, or I just don't feel like eating, and more of a kind of food suppression as well. Now, I do feel sometimes if I have something like a bit of ice cream or a little bit of chocolate, and when I say a bit, I'm not talking a lot, like 2 bowls of ice cream, 2 small bowls of ice cream, I feel like, oh, I couldn't eat loads of this. That's kind of how it makes me feel. So I just have 1 bowl, or I have like less of things, So normally at Christmas, I don't know about you, but there's always loads of chocolates about. Kind of 1 or 2 chocolates, like out the heroes or the celebrations, is kind of enough for me. And it's kind of that rewiring of your brain, isn't it, to kind of say, well, you can have some, but you can't have a lot. So sickness for me, I've been lucky. I haven't, or have I been lucky? Am I more careful what I eat? I am eating slower. I drink water or cordial when I eat. So if we go out, I tend to have fizzy water. If I'm eating, and if I'm at home, I tend to have I drink lots of cordial at home. I kind of find also that coffee. I do drink coffee. I normally have a couple of coffees in the morning. I feel like I'm struggling through like my first coffee. Normally I'd be like 3 cups of coffee, absolutely no problem. Getting halfway through the first one, and I feel like that feels a bit like food to me sometimes. Having, and I'm not having it made with milky, with like, I'm not having a milky coffee. I'm not having it made with milk. But if we go out somewhere for, like, do a bit of shopping and we stop, I can't drink a big milky coffee like I used to. I tend to now have like a flat white, or if I am feeling like something, maybe I might have a small hot chocolate. But I feel like that can fill you up as well, drinks. So yeah, I'm kind of not drinking as much coffee, which is probably a good thing, really, isn't it? But I'm drinking more juice and cordials at home. So sickness, I've not had this, but I know some people do. But I don't know, because like these people, I haven't spoke to them. It's other people telling me that this is the symptoms they've got. But I haven't had that conversation with them to say, well, what are you eating? I do know of somebody who eats rubbish and is just eating less rubbish, which I don't know whether that's going to work in the long term, because when you stop taking the medication, you're not going to be suppressed, and you're going to go back, I think, to eating them big portions. So I think it's really important to, to eat healthily as well. But it does make it much easier because you can't eat as much. This time of the year, if we were to go out, I would probably normally always have a dessert, where I haven't been at the minute. Now, saying that, we are going out Christmas Eve for a meal with family, as we always do. And you can either pick 2 courses or 3. I've picked 2. I've picked a starter and a main course. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to decide on the night if I want a dessert, because this is what people do, isn't it? You can decide on the night. Like, I suffered really bad with morning sickness when I had both my children, all the way through, right the way through, even in labour. And being sick frightens me. And I think with me having this intolerance to alcohol as well, like if I drink, that makes me sick. So, which is why I don't really, when I drink, it makes me sick. Like if I was to have loads, like 3 glasses of wine, I would probably be sick. If I have 1 glass of wine, I'll probably be okay. But I go all blotchy, and I can sort of feel myself getting a headache. So that's really why I don't really drink. I don't say I don't drink, because I can occasionally enjoy a porn star martini or a Bailey's or a glass of red wine, or glass of red wine with Diet Coke, which is really nice, lots of ice. And lots of people go, oh, but it's just a little bit like sangria, I think, and it's what a lot of the Spanish used to drink when we lived abroad. Kind of like, it's quite refreshing. It's quite nice. And I suppose it's only really like drinking. Well, what's it called? What do we drink here in the winter, and we put all bits in it? Mulled wine. Mulled wine. Why have I forgotten what mulled wine is? So yeah, I like red wine with a bit of Diet Coke. But getting back to it, I don't really drink a lot. Anyway, not that I don't drink, but that is it. So for me, I feel like I've been controlling what I eat really well. Anyway, I'm rambling now. Let's get on with the next question. So the next question I get asked loads is how long you staying on it for. And I think that's possibly because, it's not a cheap option. You've got to buy it, haven't you? But I can't tell you how much money I have spent over the years going to slimming clubs. And yeah, I mean, obviously I know it's not as much, but I've never lost this much going to a slimming club. I've always managed to get to a stone and then put it back on, and more, and then lost and put it back on. So I honestly don't know. I always said I'll get to Christmas and I'll reassess it then. So here's what I'm thinking. Okay, we're at Christmas and I've lost 2 stone, and I'm really pleased, but I know this next sort of 2-3 weeks is going to be really tricky. And if I stop taking this, I know I'm just gonna not go back to my old ways, but it's too tempting this time of year. So I've got my next month ready to go. It's in my fridge, and I'm going to do another month on 7.5. Now, I've got a big holiday in February going to Singapore and on a cruise, and I think I'm going to speak to my provider and see about taking a break for that period of time, because there's a couple of things. One is I don't really want to be carrying the medication all round with me everywhere in ice packs, and remembering to kind of do it. And is there going to be a fridge? We're staying in a hotel for 3 nights in Singapore before we get on the ship. Do we have a fridge in this hotel? Do we have a fridge on the ship? I really don't know, and I don't want to be mithered with these questions. And I think it will be a really good position for me to be in, because I'm thinking if I take it, my holiday, I think I'm away for just slightly over 2 weeks. I think it's 2 weeks and 2 days, something like that. So I'm kind of thinking if I was to take it like right up to me going, and then so I kind of won't be taking the medication for about a week. I'm really not sure. I need to speak to somebody. But if you've got any advice on this, if you have travelled, what you have done, how have you navigated around it? Because I know on cruise ships the the food's incredible, and the fruit, and yeah, there's just so much choice. So I think I'll probably be able to navigate it really well, to be honest with you. I think I'll have probably learned a lot and enough by then that that's what's kind of in my mind, is to kind of get through this holiday, but not take it with me. That's my thoughts anyway. So yeah, I don't know. I would like to lose probably another stone. Whether I could get into the 11s, I'm really not sure. I still feel like, well, I know I've still got a really big belly. I'm in clothes kind of 14 to 14 to 16. I did get a pair of jeans sent through online, and they were too big and I had to send them back and get a smaller size, which I'm delighted about, so that's quite nice. But yeah, I would kind of like to comfortably get into a 12, and also because my shoulders are so broad, like all my tops are all 18. Things are really starting to get baggy on me. I'm going to have to try and remember to put a picture in. Jed took a picture of me in the kitchen a week or two ago. I said, your jeans are falling off you. And I do have a pair that are an 18 that are just miles too big now. So 18s and 16s are getting a bit too big. Well, 18s definitely are. And I can feel it as well in my jumpers getting big. I've got some jumpers to list on Vinted as well. So I'm kind of going to speak to my provider and see what they think and how I can navigate around that holiday. And can I don't know, also, if I have a week off, can I just start taking it again? Yeah, so I've got lots of questions, but I don't really know the answers to those questions at the moment. But yeah, that's where I'm at. I'd love to hear in the comments I'd love to hear in the comments where you're up to. Is this something you're thinking of doing? Whereabouts are you on your weight loss journey? Pop me a comment, let me know, tell me your name and whereabouts you are watching from, because there's people watching all over the world. I find that really weird. It's just really strange. But yeah, hello wherever you are. So those are the two questions that I get asked the most at the moment. Anyway, it's time for me to go through my phone and to show you what I've been eating and maybe some little befores of what I got and what I actually did manage to eat. So we started off, so this is kind of like the end of November now, I'm going to be showing you. So I'm trying to think, oh, this was Tesco's Cafe. Do you know what? I love Tesco's Cafe, it's amazing. So this was sourdough bread with avocado on, chopped tomato, chili flakes, and I had a little bit of halloumi on the side. I love halloumi. And this is what I left. I left a piece of halloumi and I just couldn't eat anymore. Kind of got to it and just went, that's it. That's as much as you can eat. And I left a little bit of bread. And that has some chili flakes on that as well. They are gorgeous. Next up, I made this salad at home actually. And it was just, that egg looks vile, but that's a better picture. I don't think I've got an after picture actually. Yeah, so just a nice piece of steak. So I find if I just get a piece of steak for two of us and just slice it, it's really nice, and just pop it on some salad. There's a little bit of coleslaw there, lamb's lettuce, which is my favourite, and yeah, that was just quite a nice little salad we just had at home one evening. Next up, this was actually from Sainsbury's. It was, I needed something quick for dinner, and it was a leg of lamb, and then there was some mash on the right there and cauliflower cheese on the left. I did feel rather stuffed. I don't think I ate it all. Oh, I did. I didn't eat the mash. I'm not really fussed on mashed potato. I'm not really fussed on potatoes. I know I'm a little bit odd, but yeah, potatoes just don't do anything for me. Like at Christmas, everyone, or when you have a roast, everyone loves like roast potatoes, mashed potato, all these different types of potatoes. I'm not really a massive potato lover, gonna be honest. We went out for a meal for Layla's birthday. We went to a lovely Indian. The pictures were a bit dark, so I'm not gonna put them on. Now, some of you may know, if you follow me on my Instagram, I bought this massive, I don't know what it's called, sprout stalk from our friend who has a greengrocers in Birkdale Village, and that only cost me £2.50. That was incredible. It lasted for ages. It had about 50 to 60 sprouts on it, and I was really challenging myself to cook as many different sprouty meals as I could get. The first one that I cooked was, so this was honey, soy sauce, sprouts, garlic, onions, I think that was it, maybe a bit of bacon, and I did it in the air fryer, and I did it 10 minutes I think in the microwave, or 8 minutes in the microwave first, and then whizzed it in the air fryer, and it was gorgeous. And we had that with a little bit of barbecue chicken and some potato. That was probably all done in the air fryer as well, because I'm a bit lazy like that. So yeah, the sprouts. So I've been making loads of things with sprouts. I'm going to go back to my original picture. That I love a bit of chicken fried rice. This was chicken, bacon, rice, soy sauce, scrambled egg, and sprouts. And it was lovely, to be fair. Probably a bit of salt and pepper as well. So that was really nice. I've been putting sprouts in everything, honestly. I'm absolutely crazy. This was just chicken, carrots, potatoes, onions, and rosemary, and a little bit of mayonnaise over the top. That was really lovely. And that's what I left. I didn't manage to eat it all. Let's try and find some going out ones. Oh, here we go. So this was beautiful. This is one of our favourite little eateries in the village. And this was sourdough bread with creamy mushrooms and tomatoes and a little bit of sort of, it's not lamb's lettuce, that is it? I can't think what it's called, that lettuce on the top with a bit of curly bit. Now this doesn't look that big. It was massive, and there was 2 pieces of toast, and I only managed to eat one. So I ate, I think, 2 tomatoes, half the mushrooms, and yeah, and the other half, he finished that off. But that was lovely. I did go out to a beautiful event at a golf club with our Rotary president, and I forgot to take a picture of the main course, and it was called Lamb Henry, and that was beautiful. I couldn't eat it all though, so again, I sacked off the potatoes, and I just went for the meat, and this was my dessert. Now luckily I chose before I went, because if it had been on the night, I'd have probably picked the sticky toffee pudding. But that was like a lemon ice cream and some fresh fruit salad, and it was really lovely. Also, my name's not Whittle, but my husband's name is. What have we got here? I think we're back in Tesco's cafe again. I wasn't particularly hungry. He was starving, and I just wanted a sandwich, but they didn't do it. And this was the best thing that I could find, and it was just a cheese and ham toasty, but it was like a croque monsieur thing on top. But yeah, I was just like, I was starving, but then I only managed to eat half of that. So that's kind of what I left. And I don't think he had the other half of that, because I think he had a big breakfast. So I was going to bring it home, but he's like, are you really going to eat that at home? And I was like, probably not, no. So I was a bit disappointed with that one. This was super cute. This was another cafe in the village, and this is us going out doing our little daily walks and doing a little bit of shopping, or going to the doctors or the hospital appointments. So this one it was kind of avocado mixed with, I think it was like feta cheese with tomatoes and also some cress, and then a little edible flour on the top. And I didn't leave loads of it, but I don't know why I didn't eat the flour. Loads of people have said, why didn't you eat the flour? I'm like, I don't know. So I've been trying to put some before and after pictures on my YouTube in the community section, where you can put like pictures on. So kind of try and do a before and after of what I might eat, what I can eat. So yeah, that was that one. Oh, we went out to the theatre, and it's a dining theatre, so the tables are all at the front downstairs, and I chose a Christmas dinner, but it was chicken. It wasn't turkey, and I did have 2 pigs in blankets, and I ate one and forgot to put the other one on. Forgot to take a picture, so quickly took a picture. This didn't look as appetizing as the picture online, let me tell you. It was okay. It was nice. I took all the fat off, and I did manage to eat it all. I didn't have a dessert. So that was good, whereas normally I would, and we probably have chocolate as well. So that was quite nice. I think I don't have too many more. Or do you know what? I really do appreciate a coffee that's made lovely. It's beautiful. Now I went out for brunch with a friend early in December, and this was 2 pieces of sourdough. This scrambled egg with like chives in it was delicious, and a tomato, it was like a ratatouille but without the courgette, and then like some I can't think what it's called, rocket lettuce. And I managed to eat quite a bit of that, and I did leave a little bit of the scrambled egg and the lettuce, but that was delicious. I've not eaten today. It is 2:30, and I'm getting a bit peckish looking at all this food. I have no plans for dinner. So that's going to be interesting. I think that might be it for photos of food. Yes, it is. I hope you enjoyed them. So the best advice I can give you, and this applies to like every diet plan really, I think, it's be realistic. And I don't think I was. When I was doing slimming clubs, I kind of fell into that routine of having the weekend off or having the time off when I went on holiday. And looking back, it's, while you do enjoy yourself, you've really got to find a way to navigate around that, whether that is small portions and fasting on particular days, which I think for me is the way forward, you know, how I like to do it, which brings me on to my news. So my big news is I've got a new job. I am self-employed and I do work for myself part-time, and I have been offered another job, and it's kind of going to be around 3 days a week. So I'm going to be out of the house. I'm not going to be working from home. I need to be a little bit more organized because I kind of wing it on a daily basis. If I want something to eat or get hungry, I go and just get it or make it. So I'm not going to have that luxury. I need to be a little bit prepared. So I need to make things that are small portions for me. So I'm thinking I need to be making some soups, but small portions, or get my head around how I'm going to make it work. Also, I'm quite a fasting person in the mornings. I'm not really that bothered about eating early. I quite like not eating in the morning. That kind of suits me, but I don't want to be reliant on having to go and buy a meal deal if I feel like I'm starving, because sometimes I do think, oh God, I'm starving, I could eat that. And then when I start eating it, I'm like, I'm just not hungry at all. So I'm thinking I might need to sort of do a little bit of investigating. Like if I was going to take a sandwich, or, you know, I need to, like, I don't want to be taking a massive, great big sandwich. So I'm going to be looking at, I feel like I'm a child starting school and taking a packed lunch, but I need things that I can nibble on. Because like I said, oh, I haven't had anything to eat today. That is a big fat lie. I've had probably about 15 cashew nuts. But yeah, so I need to get a bit organised and think about things that I can take with me and how I'm going to navigate through the day. So yeah, really looking forward to that. I'm excited for that. And I'll still do everything else that I do all around that job, which I think will be good. I think it will be good, trying to get out and getting a bit busier rather than just sitting here all day. So I hope to be able to still vlog for you and bring you what is going on in my life with the Mounjaro. Oh, I did say I was going to show you my belt. I'm going to nip upstairs and go and get it. So this is my belt that I wear generally with my main jeans, my main pair of jeans. And this is the hole where I kind of started. And I have gone down 1, 2, and now I'm in the third one there. So I'll grab a ruler and I'll measure it for you. So that is, these are what you call non-scale victories, aren't they? I can't see because of the light. So it's 9 centimetres, 8.5, 9 centimetres gone down on that belt. And it's quite comfortable, really, to be honest with you, in that notch. I've got one more notch, and this is my favourite belt. Does anybody else have a favourite belt? I really would. I can't remember where I bought this from. I've had it for ages, but I wish I had it in black as well. But never mind, I don't. Anyway, so that's all from me today. Thank you very much for joining me. I'm off to go and do a little bit more listing on eBay and Vinted today and have a little bit of a tidy up, and I might have something to eat as well. So thank you very much for joining me on this 5-month update. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll see you next time. Bye.